Sharif Salim, manager, Seth Mitchell. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Now, setting up this match immediately for Seth, right after the Jonathan Banks match, was this a no-brainer for you, or because I remember speaking to Seth a long time ago, and this is something he wanted a long time ago with this guy? Why now?
Well, why now? Because a lot of people don't realize it's really good timing. Yes, he fought 12 rounds just in June. He avenged his loss, his only loss, against Jonathan Banks in a tough fight. But at the same time, a lot of things are at work right now in boxing. Seth stays in shape, number one, because he stays in the gym. The other part of it is that we can't take lateral moves right now. You know, a lot of people just simply in the boxing world don't have the most confidence in Seth Mitchell. Of course, Team Mitchell, his family, many people in this area, they do. So we will be damned if we do, damned if we don't, if we take a quote-unquote lesser opponent. So we have a person like Chris Arreola. He's number 3 in the world, WBC. Seth Mitchell is number 2 in the world. Why not fight him? And plus, with the politics and economics, as well as things shifting right now, okay? There's a strong possibility that we will never see a Vitaly Klitschko again. If that happens, it possibly could be, if Seth wins this fight, a vacant belt that we could fight for. I mean, there's a lot of things that will be very positive and good for Seth if he gets right back in that ring, fight a Chris Arreola, beats him, and then, well, we have the juice flowing again. And that means many different offers will come. The one we really want to look at is the heavyweight championship. We don't like to talk much about that right now because we have a very formidable opponent, foe in front of us, by the way of Chris Arreola. But if we beat him, that would be 4 major names that Seth would have conquered. And a lot of heavyweights up and coming right now have not that type of name recognition on their resumes. So I think it's a good fight. I think the timing is good. We didn't get hurt or anything from the last fight. Stays in shape. The politics, the ratings, all of those things come into factor. Jockeying for position to get that eliminator fight or to fight for the vacant belt. So I would say, not why should we take that fight right now? Why not?
Now, was there ever any consideration of a third fight with Jonathan Banks, a trilogy for that matter, from his camp?
We haven't heard it really from his camp. I know that we put in the rematch clause because Seth was the recognized NABO champion. So that's why we had that inserted. We had no rematch clause for the second Jonathan Banks, and we would not recognize one from him. So with that, tough guy, very good fighter, great counterpuncher. We just didn't want to see the likes of a Jonathan Banks anymore. And quite frankly, I know the second fight wasn't the most exciting fight. It was a strategy fight for us.
Okay.
I don't think the public wants to see it either. But I do definitely think they want to see it, and they've been calling for it. I think I've been hearing for them call for it 3 years ago. They definitely want to see an Arreola-Mitchell fight.
Now, I checked the rankings. Seth is ranked in top 10 in almost every sanction. IBF, WBO.
He's number 2 WBC. He's number 4 WBA, and he's number 2 WBO.
Okay.
For some reason, I don't think we're ranked IBF. But that's enough for us.
Now, was there any thoughts of pursuing going after a belt in either of those sanctioning bodies rather than the WBC?
Well, no. I mean, that's the one in which we're the highest ranked. That's the one where we're fighting a guy who's right under us at number 3. It seems like the thing to do, actually, is to fight for the WBC. I mean, any of the big 4 we're happy with. Okay, I mean, we have the WBC International, we have the NABO, but we sure wouldn't mind having the WBC. I mean, that's one of the oldest belts, really important strap. Yeah, we like that. In fact, we'd like to get all of them, but don't want to sound too premature right now because we have the WBC silver belt in front of us right now, and we want to win that. And normally, that's a fight where the very next fight, after winning the silver, you go for the genuine one.
A lot of people say this is a real risky fight from a guy who has a lot of experience. This guy was 10 years in his career when Seth already started.
Absolutely, and not to say that we're fighting a guy that's on his way down, But you know for yourself, I think Arreola was a better fighter maybe 2 years ago. At the same time, he's the guy that's there, right there in front of us. And because we have beaten the Abramovs, who've never been stopped until we beat them, because we have beaten the Chaz Witherspoons, we have beaten Jonathan Banks, I mean, we cannot be looked at as taking lesser opponents at this point. We have to step up our game each and every time to be relevant.
Obviously, it's been some bit of battle, as usual, with both camps going back and forth. That's part of the fight game.
Incorrect. This camp has not gone back forth.
Okay.
No, there's no...
Contrary to what people are saying online.
No, we haven't said a thing.
Okay.
We just have been looking forward to a good fight.
Okay.
He's been doing all the talking, and that's pretty usual. We're not angry. We know the machismo factor in boxing, so that's understandable. But we're going to be the class act all the way, and he can talk all he wants.
Was there any other options on the table behind Chris? Suppose he got hurt, or if he wasn't ready. Any other guys that you were looking at?
No, I mean, not really. We probably had preferred to fight maybe a little later in the fall, but we already knew that we would get heavy criticism if we fought anybody who wasn't in the top 6 or 7. So when his name came up, and we had brought it up about a year and a half ago, he said, sure, let's make this fight. Let's make this fight. You know, we want to be looked at as one of the top heavyweights in the world, not just by ranking, but by public opinion. And I think a win over Arreola will be a 4th major name that we have beaten. And after that, the only name that we would be looking at would be one of the K brothers.
Now, you're in here with Seth almost every day, every week. You see him working out, making adjustments as accordingly.
Yes.
What have you seen from his last fight that made him more prepared for this? Some people say his footwork needs help, or just because he got hit kind of on the side of the head. People question, Seth is.
First of all, we know a couple of things. Seth can get in trouble, and he knows how to hold and protect himself. He's not to the point where he'll just go all crazy and just try punching his way out of it. He'll do the smart thing and hold on if he happens to get buzzed. We know that. We know absolutely, we knew it anyway, that Seth can move around the ring. Seth can box. He has a tremendous jab. He has good head movement. You know, just need to have more of it and perfect it. But we know that he can box. We also know that he can go 12 rounds, where before the most that he's gone was 8 rounds. I mean, it has added incredible trajectory to his career that he can do a 12-round and win a decision handily against, at the time, the number 2 WBO fighter in the world. So that has to go for a confidence booster. That has to go for something. It's just like Tommy Hearns when he fought Ray Leonard the first time. Nobody knew he could box like that. But after the 6th round, he had to get on that bicycle, and he showed that he could box and jab and move, something that he had never done before. And that added to his repertoire, just like I believe it adds to Seth's repertoire.
Okay. Anything you got to say in closing?
No, we look forward to a good fight. We hope everybody watches. 10 o'clock on Showtime on September the 7th. There's still tickets on sale out there in Indio, California, Fantasy Springs. And we do expect to be victorious. We're looking forward to this fight with unlimited enthusiasm.
Thanks for your time.
You're quite welcome.